Hey folks, in today's video we're going to be going through the new achievements that are coming as part of the Roads to Power DLC for Crusader Kings 3. There are 20 of these coming. They cover a wide range of the different kinds of content that are coming in this DLC, so if you are looking for your first adventure, these are probably a good place to start after you've done your initial playthroughs. But anyway, let's just get through them. A very quick video today to get us going. The first one that we've got coming is called Historically Inaccurate. I think that's most Paradox players and how they play this game. Choose to set out on an adventure as a spawned historical character, so you could do this as any of the historical characters. We do know there is going to be a bookmark, I think, showing off all the different ones, or the major ones anyway, when we do get our hands on the DLC, and there are a few other achievements linked to these historical characters as well. So, yep, you can do this. You pretty much just get it immediately by the looks of it, so an easy one for you to pick up here to start with. The next one is Band of Brothers. Have every camp follower's temperament be positive and have at least 10 camp followers. Now, for a lot of these, if you don't know what we're talking about, I've covered all the dev diaries covering Roads to Power. So for certain ones like this, there was a whole dev diary about how the camp follower system works. So do go back and watch that if you aren't up to speed on everything that we are getting. But this one seems relatively easy again. You just have 10 followers and have them all like you. Not super easy, but a pretty easy one that you're going to pick up just as you're playing. The next one, a fantastic name for this one, Quantum Leap. Choose a new destiny 5 times in the same campaign. And this one is really cool. I might do this one as part of a live stream series, because this is where when you die, instead of choosing the character you should play as, we are getting the new Choose a New Destiny option. So you can click that and then you get 3 options and you get to choose one of those people to play as. I believe there might be a random one as well, although I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. So basically you have to do that 5 times. So choose a new destiny. There's a fantastic mod for Crusader Kings 3 already that does this, where you play as a random character from your dynasty, but this is using the new built-in system to support this. So this one should be a pretty fun one. You're playing as a different kind of character each time, and it should be pretty fun. Some different adventures that you're not planning. The next one is Birthright. As a legitimist adventurer, win a claim war for an empire or a kingdom. I think this one will be relatively easy. They do call out here, you could do this as like Harold after the 1066 invasion of England. You can come back and try reclaim the crown from William after you've lost that initial war. That is a pretty fun way to get this achievement. There's going to be plenty of options, I think, to do this as well. Just starting as a legitimist adventurer and then just seeing what you can get up to. I would think especially as well, if you become unlanded, this one will be quite easy to pick up as well. The next one is Epic Paperwork. Adopt the administrative government type via decision. This is actually harder than when it was initially announced in the dev diary about how this would work. They actually made the requirements for it that little bit harder. Again, though, if you're just playing through, especially if you're playing through to the end game as like the HRE or someone like that, I would think this one would be relatively easy to pick up. In Good Estate is the next one. Upgrade your estate with a level 5 villa and fill all external slots. This one you need a lot of money for, and obviously you need to be playing in an area where you have an estate, so one of these admin government types. Obviously the primary one being the Byzantines, but as we know with the previous achievement, you can convert any to that kind as well, so you can earn this anywhere on the map in theory. And for this one, you just need to spend money, get your estate high enough, and then fill all the external slots as well. It's Okay, I Got a Permit is the next one. As a non-powerful family, buy a remit and successfully raid the estate of a powerful family. This one, you do need to get very friendly with the Emperor to give you the ability to do this for the most part, and then obviously successfully raid a powerful family's estate. So not too difficult, but one that you're going to have to think about and maybe aim to try and do this during your campaigns. The next one, a very fun one, Despotic. As a co-emperor, rule a despotate. This is one where you've got to kind of chummy up to the emperor. You've got to become a co-emperor, which is going to be pretty difficult, not super easy to do. And then as co-emperor, you can demand a kingdom title off the main emperor in a way. You are kind of like the junior emperor as the co-emperor. So you do need to get that claim. And that was covered in a previous dev diary, how you could do that. If you are interested, you can watch the video on the channel. The next one is Not Content to Serve. In 1178, start as the Paleologos. Definitely not how you pronounce that name. I do apologize. And become emperors of Byzantium. This is actually based on history. This dynasty became the longest ruling dynasty in Byzantine history after having faithfully served the empire for a long time. So this is a cool historical one that you can play through. See if you can kind of recreate that and see if you can go on to bigger glories than what ultimately happened to the Byzantines. So a fun one here to play as, especially as it uses the new bookmark as well. The next one, started from the bottom, now we're ERE, and as an adventurer, buy an estate in Byzantium and lead your line to become the emperors of the Byzantines. a very fun one, this one. I think this is going to be one of the campaigns that a lot of you try immediately. We're all going to be out there as Vikings, something like that, landless adventurers, having a good time. And then we're going to go to the Byzantines and become the glorious emperors ourselves. So this one, a very fun one. And the next couple are all based on the historical adventures that we are getting as part of the DLC. So the Old Man of the Mountain, completing Hassan Sabar's unique content by destroying an empire. So you don't have to destroy a specific empire. You can actually take out any that you want. A lot of you are probably going to go after the Seljuks, which is historically what happened here. The next one, everyone's favorite character, Mio Cid, complete El Cid's unique content with the An Honorable Man ending. Playing as El Cid, you have plenty of choices, that's true, you can do whatever you really want with him. This achievement, though, is unlocked by following his historical path, so kind of recreating what El Cid did, you get this achievement. But there are other options to do that, so you can play El Cid in a bunch of different ways, but this is like the historical El Cid. The next one, Regnum Day, as Banduin of Jerusalem in 1178 defeats Saladin in a war. You can all recreate your Kingdom of Heaven dreams here. Now, I will say this is going to be very difficult. They do call out here that Saladin starts as a conqueror. Again, that was covered in a previous dev diary. That means they've got crazy buffs, and it's going to be very, very difficult to achieve this, but you can do this. Hold him off as long as you can. Build up your kind of like small kingdom there in Jerusalem. Play tall maybe, get some good alliances, and then get in and try and finish this achievement off. A very cool one, this one. Definitely going to be some fun campaigns trying to get this one completed. The next one, new management, same as the old management. As an Islamic Sultanate of Rum, adopt admin government whilst owning Constantinople. You can go into Constantinople and say, look, we're kind of like you, but we're not. We're going to be the same kind of governorship as you, but we're from Rum, so we're much better than the Byzantines. So again, a fun one here based around Byzantine. Not the primary focus of this DLC, but I think what most people are looking forward to. The next one is Rags to Riches to Rags to Riches. Starting as a count, rule an empire, become an adventurer, and then rule an empire again. So this is like the next stage on from the base game achievement, which is Rags to Riches, which is to become an emperor starting as a count, which you can all play already. And then this is basically doing that, then become an adventurer, and then do it all again. This is going to be a cool one, especially for those of you that kind of like get bored like mid to late game. You can just give up your empire, become an adventurer, go somewhere else on the map, and then try become an emperor over there as well. I would imagine a lot of you again are going to be like, I'm going to be a Viking, I'm going to become Scandinavia or something, I'm going to give all that up, I'm going to go to India and then try become an Indian empire or something like that. Have those Viking elephants and all those fun things that I know many of you like to do in your campaigns. The next one is Tamar Mepe, another historical one. As Princess Tamar, rule all of Georgia and fully conquer Armenia and the Dalim. This again is a semi-historical one. This was actually based on some holy wars Tamar had planned, but they didn't really go as planned. So with this achievement, you can try do an alternate history where she was successful and set up a nice, larger Georgian empire. Again, a pretty fun one to do, a plausible alternate history scenario there for you to try. The next one is Chaos is a Ladder. Become a dominant family within the Byzantine Empire. You've just got to become the most powerful family. I say just become. It's going to be very hard to do this, but it is one where I think if you just play in the Byzantines and, you know, play well, you're going to be able to get this without too much difficulty, I don't think. They do actually say this is a hard one to get, but again, if you're kind of playing quite well, I don't think it's too crazy to get because it's just playing the internal mechanics of the Byzantines. Now, we've seen how that's going to work. How it actually works in practice, we don't know. So this could be a lot harder than I think it's going to be. But becoming that dominant family is going to be difficult, but I don't think it's too crazy to get hold of this one. The next one is Against the Odds. Starting in 1178, take the decision to re-establish the Theodosian borders. In 1178, Byzantine is at its low point. We know that, you know, it's starting to go quite badly for them. And this will be a fun challenge for you to not only strive, but thrive as the Byzantines. And it kind of links into a bunch of other achievements that we're going to get onto. And a lot of the Roman kind of redo that they talked about last week, which I haven't covered in a video yet. That is actually coming tomorrow on the channel. I'm catching up after my vacation. So they've redone like how you can restore the Romans and things like that. And this one is going to work into that quite well as well. And it does lead quite nicely into the next one, which is Byzantine work. Don't know how they expect you to pronounce that, but there we go. That's my attempt. Have 5 simultaneous house members as theme governors, not including you, whilst not being the emperor. This is a cool one to mix with Chaos is a Ladder, which was actually the one before the last one. Become a dominant family within the Byzantines. So this one is all about, you know, working the internal system, getting family members into other theme governorships, but not becoming emperor yourself, and then trying to kind of like work all that out, get the achievement, and then at that point you can probably become emperor pretty easily, and then you can work towards other things as well. Some of these other achievements, like Against the Odds and things like that. And then the opposite of that is the last achievement, which is Despoiler of Byzantium, become the emperor of a newly formed Latin empire through a crusade. And if you want to do this one, they do call out here 1178 again is the perfect place to do this because it is very likely to happen around this time. I can't think why it might happen around this time. It's almost like there's a historical crusade that might cause this to happen. And we do know there is a full event chain based around the Fourth Crusade. So if you do want to get in there, play that crusade, this is going to be a very fun one to do. Set up the Latin Empire and see where that takes you. And with all that, that is the achievements coming with Roads to Power. Do let me know in the comments down below which ones you're thinking of trying out. Are there any here that you think you can do quite easily? Things that you're going to maybe avoid for a little bit? I think a lot of them based around the Byzantines are going to be really fun to play, and there's a couple of ways to do it as well, depending on which ones you're after. So do let me know which ones you're trying out. If you're watching this after the launch, let me know which ones you've picked up. But with that, we'll leave it there for today. Next week, they're actually going to talk about the scheme rework that is coming. They've talked about this for a while, and they're actually going to finally give us a breakdown on how the new scheme system works. But we'll leave it there for today. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new here. I cover Crusader Kings. I do Dev Diary coverage. I've got a lot of live streams and Let's Plays coming with Roads to Power. There's so many cool campaigns we can get up to, but I also cover other historical strategy games as well. But we'll leave it there, and I'll see you in the next one.